It's not like people drive by us every day. If you could just take a minute, just stop off 220. After you cross that bridge, you're 2 minutes to the restaurant.
In a time where you feel rushed to do just about anything, it's nice to slow it down and add a few extra yet memorable minutes to your day. Welcome to the Iron and Oar Grill on Church Street in Eagle Rock.
I thought it was, am I going to get some wrong turn country back in here after I cross this bridge? But I'm from West Virginia, I know wrong turn country. But no, it's a beautiful little town.
Owner Stephanie Wills grew up in West Virginia before attending Roanoke College, so she's familiar with the area. But it was her son Michael who found this railroad and riverside hidden gem.
My son moved down this way about 3 years ago, and he saw this building for sale.
Found this place and figured to try something different.
Different because Michael was in the construction world, Stephanie in the accounting world. But food service has always been at the core of this mother and son team. The Iron and Oar Grill was their chance to get back to that.
It's a new beginning. 20 years ago, we owned a small place. There was this little gas station, and we put a kitchen in it, and my son was young, and that's where I raised him. And we had the best time in the world, and then I got sick and I had cancer. We had to sell it. We got pretty rough times, but then everything got better. Good Lord saved our lives, and I went back to work in the corporate world.
Until Michael came to her with an idea.
And he said, "Do you remember the best time that we ever had?" And he said, "It was when we were cooking, when we had fun. And it was when we had the store." He said, "Let's do this again."
In 2023, Iron and Oar got rolling on down the river in a building that is well known to locals for serving down-home country meals. But even though Stephanie and Michael were not locals, they were embraced by them.
I've been coming here for over 50 years. I think it's important that you support your community. When she came, I came.
On the day that they opened up here, that she opened up the place and stuff, we were down here, a buddy of mine and I were here, and we were the first ones in line, first ones to eat.
They've welcomed us with open arms, and you can't beat that in a small town.
And if the owners feel like they're home, they're gonna feed you like family.
Most of it's all home cooked. Our side items are all homemade. Everything on the grill, my son does. We do slow cooked pork. We slow cook it for about 8 to 10 hours every day.
Probably the steak, the ribeye.
12-ounce ribeye, perfectly cooked, great flavor, wonderfully seasoned.
Or the Philly. The Philly's really, really good.
Good ratio of the peppers, onions, and the beef in there.
Being from the Mountaineer State, Stephanie pays tribute to her family with the West Virginia dog.
My Aunt Bertie used to have a restaurant in West Virginia. She was famous for her hot dogs. That was her chili, her slaw, her hot dog.
But the one that'll turn your head is this monster, the Iron Burger.
My son invented that.
We took a little bit of everything and just put it on a bun.
And people are amazed every time it comes out. I love seeing their faces. Our fresh burger on it with whatever cheese that they choose. Bacon, pork, onion rings, signature moonshine sauce, barbecue sauce is drizzled across that.
That might be a pound. Is there a fire hose to wash off with after you finish?
And yes, desserts homemade as well. Recipes straight from Stephanie's mama.
The favorite thing is the German chocolate.
Oh, yes.
Be on the lookout for some expansion at Iron and Oar. They've purchased the land next to the restaurant and they want to add parking and a patio for outdoor seating. Their biggest desire, though, is for you to come, spend a little time, and enjoy the beauty that Eagle Rock has to offer.
It's a very small town, and it would be wonderful to see more to come into it, but it's a great place to stop.
Get on down here and try it.
The Iron and Oar Grill, a hometown eat where you can put the world on pause.